All right, golfers, hope you went and got a club, because what we're going to do now is we're going to kind of work these things together. You need to get up off your couch and get a club. The biggest problem that I see most golfers have, I've got a real good friend where I have a few cocktails in the evening, Russ Auk, that is a great golfer. Just one of those guys that just naturally got a good swing. And I saw him in the bar a month ago, and he was just mad because he finally got his golf game where he wanted it to be, and had played the last 5 rounds in 12 under par. And now it's getting cold, and he's got to stop. Daylight savings time's off. His clubs are going to be getting dust in the closet, and he's going to take the whole gosh dang winter off and start all over next year. What we're going to do here, we're going to work these things together and keep golf is a year-round sport. If you want to have the same game the start of the summer as you had at the end of the summer, you cannot take the winter off. So these little exercises are designed for you to keep the idea of the feel of the weight of the club in your hand and the muscle movement. Keep golf in your mind all year long. So we're going to do these exercises together over the next few weeks. Let's start with the grip. What I want you to do is hold the club straight up in the air. Okay? Now, what I want you to do here is on your left hand, the club fits in your fingers. Don't get it over here in the palm. It fits in the fingers. If you can do that, you can keep that club face square. Now, a lot of you guys, I'll admit, some of you, we hang our hands straight down like this, and some of us are like that. Now, if you're one of these guys that hangs like this, your hands are going to be more over than they are if you hang straight down. That's just an adjustment individually. You'll feel this, but you can't do this. You just can't do that. That's not going to work for you. But a little adjustment because your hands are like this, that's okay. Try and get your elbows inside your hips as you do this. If you got the big barrel and you're on the side, just don't be over here, okay? And put that hand in that club in the fingers. The right hand, this is simple. Nobody should ever have a hard time doing the right hand. You've been doing this all your life. If you're standing on the side of a creek bed and go around and try to find the best rock you can find, you'll get a nice flat rock, and you're going to hold it just like that. That's the way you skip rocks. And I promise you, your hand goes on a golf club exactly the same way. This knuckle right there is flat, and it's on the bottom of the golf club. And your hands look something like this. I'll give you a little variation here and here, but not much. You'll be able real quick to tell if you can put the club up and down and that shaft still be straight. If you can't, you need to adjust it. If you put your hands on a club and you stand up and it's like that, just make the adjustment till it's straight and then set it back down. And understand, please, this is not supposed to feel good. You're supposed to get used to the feel. And the more you do this, the more it'll become second nature and it'll feel good to you. If you look at your hands, the V on your right hand, your thumb fits almost in it. This is not real difficult to do. I looked at Ben Hogan's 5 Lessons book, and on the front cover, I saw him with his fingers pointed out like this. So I thought, okay, I can do that. And your hands line up, and just give you an idea. Just check this stuff yourself. If your hands can't get even close to this, you need to adjust it because you're never going to be like that. And that's all I'm going to say about the grip. This is what builds your golf swing. This is what makes you do it over and over and over. It's doing it over and over and over so you can tell your body to do something different. We're going to start today with a grip. Now what I like to do is put a line on my glove to let me know that the club is fitting in your fingertips. If there's any question, this is what you ought to be able to do. Just about anybody should be able to do this. If you don't have a glove to write that on, draw it on your hand. Your right hand, let me get a rock here. Your right hand fits on a golf club just exactly like skipping a rock. That's how you held it to skip it, and I promise you, that's how it sits on a golf club. What I'm more interested in anything else is this flat area on the back of your index finger being under the club. If you do, you can't grip that thing but one way, okay? If y'all sit there and grip down here and think you got it like that, stand up and your club's like that's wrong. Be just like that. Hands flat. That's what lets them work together. Okay? Go over it again. Left hand. Flat against it. In the fingers. Wrap around. You should be able to hold it in 2 fingers. Right hand, just like you skipped a rock. Now whether you interlock or overlap or baseball grip it, I really don't care. But just understand, this is not supposed to feel good. You're supposed to get used to the feel. So don't grip it real tight. Let your wristies be loose, okay?
The grip. Here's a quick summary of the grip. Your hands go on a golf club flat. The club sits in your fingers. You must do what is natural for you. There are 3 basic types of grip: interlocking, overlapping, and baseball. The club face must be square at impact. This is not supposed to feel good. Get used to the way it feels.
Okay, golfers, we're just going to do this drill together, and we're going to do it 3 or 4 times. Please get up off the couch and do this with me. What we're going to do here is stand tall. The philosophy I have is stand tall, stay tall. I want you to be in balance, okay? Like your baseball bat, I want you to stand up. You got a little flex in your knees, your back straight. That's baseball. So this is how you do that. Stand up, put the club up here in front of your face, and grip your hands flat, okay? Back of this finger is going to go behind the club. Some of this stuff I'm going to say over and over and over till it registers. You sketch your hands down your chest like this. Some of you are going to be on the sides. I just don't want you to be like that, okay? Find a comfortable spot in here. Set the club down so you can drop it and it won't go any lower. From there, just bend at the waist until the club hits the ground. From there, just soften your knees a little bit, and that should be pretty close to where you stood the baseball bat. And that'll put your hands as close to your body as you can get them. Let's go over this again. Stand up, put that golf club up in front of you. Hands on it, flat. Elbows inside. If you can get your elbows pointed to your hips, if you can't, get it as close as you can. Let your hands drop down to where rest on your belly, drop it. It's not going any lower. From there, just bend at the waist until the club is on the ground. And then soften your knees. And you're in a very balanced athletic position. Now, if you happen to do this, if you sit up, drop it down, and you turn around and bend at the waist until your club touches ground, and that sucker's sitting on the toe like that, then your golf clubs are not fitting you. And the worst thing you could possibly do for yourself in the long run of golf is to widen, put it out, and move and adjust yourself to fit that club. That is not what it's designed to do. The whole idea of golf and clubs is there's a lot of different shafts and a lot of different angles and heads, and we can change them and we can make this golf club fit the way you stand in balance. We don't want that club to influence you. The club needs to help you. Posture. Y'all get up off the couch. We're gonna go over posture again. You can't do this too much. We're gonna do posture one more time. Grip it up in front of you. Set your hands down on top of your chest. Set them down. And then bend at the waist till your club hits the ground. Get a little flex in your knees. This is a great position because you're in balance. That's the way you want to be. You don't want to be too bent over. You don't want to be too straight. You want to stand tall, stay tall. Elbows in, drop it down on your shoulder. Boom. You gotta understand this. Just like that. Won't go any lower. Bend at the knees. There is good posture. You understand? Let's do it again. Elbows up. Now, if you're a great big guy, your hands are going to fit on the side. That's okay. Any way you are, if you drop down, it's going to stop. Okay? Even if you're on the side, when you drop it down, it's going to stop someplace. That's where you want to be to lower down. You'll have a nice straight back when you do this. This is not difficult, guys. You just have to do it over and over until it just gets natural. And I'll show you how natural it's going to be after a while. My hands flat. There's the position my hands are in when I put a golf club on them. I've done it so many times. I can do this and show you the hole. You'll get so used to this, but you just got to practice it, folks. You got to practice it.
Remember, stand tall and stay tall. Bring your elbows into the center as far as you can comfortably. Bend from your waist, keeping your back straight. Do not bend your back. Let the club touch the ground, then soften your knees. Do this drill. Do not adjust to your club.
All right, golfers. We've gone through the setup, your balance, your position. I want to start next by letting you understand what moves what. You see a lot of golfers that swing a golf club and stay on their back foot. You see it all day long. Start the ball off of the left side and fade the devil. Never transfer weight. Understand, feet move the hips. Hips don't move the feet. They tell you to point your belly button at the target. You can stand here and take your hips and move all day long. Is my belly button pointing at you? Well, actually, it's right there. And you see a lot of the guys on the tour swing a golf club and keep their feet flat on the ground. To me, that's very, very difficult to do. That fights what our body naturally wants to do. Because when you pick that ball up at shortstop and you're going over the second or skipping rocks, that weight shifts and your heel comes off the ground. So I just want you to understand, feet move the hips. Hips don't move the feet. If you want your hips and your belly button to face the target at the end, what I do is I take the heel of my club, my heel of my foot, and I'm literally throwing it over to get it up on the toe. Literally taking the heel and throwing it over. Now my belly button is pointing at that's 100% weight transfer. I got everything over here. If you do this, you're not moving the weight, and that's costing you distance and power. So I want you to understand, feet move the hips. Hips don't move the feet, okay? Round up. Any questions? All right, golfers, this is a drill. So get up off the sofa, stand up, and do this with me. We're just understanding that the feet move the hips don't move the feet. All I want you to do is stand up, have a little lively feet. I want you to take the heel on your right foot. If you're left-handed, do left foot, but us right-handers, take the heel and just turn it over and come up on your toe. Don't screw it in the ground. Just look at me here. Just take the heel and throw it over. Throw it over and come back down. Throw it over and come back down. You'll start to realize where the weight is on the outside of your left foot when you get over here. Your belly button will be pointing straight at the target. And most of your weight will be on the outside. You need to feel this. Do the exercise. Throw it over. Don't screw it in the ground. That leaves everything here. You stand here, throw the heel over. This is where you're trying to get to, okay? Now, before you sit down, can you tell me what makes a golf club take a divot? I've looked on all these videos on YouTube, seen more articles than most. Never seen anybody say, what makes a golf club take a divot? Well, when you do this, if you'll notice, your knees are level right here. When you turn over on your heel, on your toe, you take the heel and you throw it over. When you come over on your toe, you'll notice that the right knee drops below the left, just about an inch. When that happens, the whole right side of the body goes down an inch. That means the hands, the arms, club shaft, club head go down an inch. You take how much divot? An inch. Throw it over. You see the weights over here. That's all I want you to do, guys. Just practice this until it feels really good and you can realize that the weight's on the outside of your left foot when you get through. Throw it over. Your weight should be over here. That's all we're trying to do.
The golf swing starts from the ground up. The feet move the hips. The hips do not move the feet. Your belly button points at your target when you complete your swing. Do not fight what your body wants to do naturally. Take your right foot and throw it onto the toe, then allow your body to follow. When you transfer your weight to your left side, your right side drops an inch. That's why you take a divot.